Hi, everyone. Hi, LinkedIn Live, and welcome to episode 3 of Mice Bites by Authentic Meetings and Incentives. I'm Natalie Horan, and today we're joined by Rosie Heywood, Business Development Manager at Cashel Representation. Over the next 15 minutes, she'll share how they can support your groups and MICE events worldwide by unlocking access to trusted, innovative, and dependable DMCs across the globe. At the end, we'll open up for a quick Q&A, so drop your questions in the chat. Let's go.
Okay. Hello. So I am delighted to be here to speak to you all about Cashel Representation and our amazing DMC partners. So thank you, Natalie, for the opportunity, and hello, everyone, once again. So my name, as Natalie mentioned, is Rosie Heywood. I am a Business Development Manager at Cashel Representation. I've been in the events industry for over 12 years now and have experience within 3 big UK agencies working in global projects before moving to Cashel Representation. So I've only got a short amount of time, so I'm going to give you a very top level overview of who we are and what we do. Right, let me jump into my presentation. So as I mentioned, we are Cashel Representation, a sales representation company for global DMCs based in the UK, and we are part of the Cashel group of companies, which you can see on this slide. So as well as the representation side, we are also a UK and Ireland DMC called Cashel Travel. So this is the team. We are made up of ex-client and ex-agency. So as I mentioned, I've worked within 3 UK agencies. So we know what it's like to be in your seat. So Alia and Dominique, who you can see on that slide, have also been DMCs in the past. So we've got a full understanding of every sort of area in terms of MICE events. So we're all based in the UK. However, we have clients all over the world. And of course, our DMCs stretch as far as the UAE, over to Argentina, and then everything in between. So I'm going to dive in. So this is sort of the spread of DMCs. And as you can see, it's quite a wide spread of DMCs. They're all completely separate from one another and work in their own unique way. However, I am here as that constant for you. So even though you could be working with a DMC over in Mexico and then move into a DMC in Greece, you'll still have me as that constant. So with any new request, you'll come via myself or any other team members that you saw on the slide previously, and we will support and guide you through the process with our DMC. So we're not a mailbox, we are a representation company, and we sort of provide the introduction to the DMC, and we essentially hold your hand all the way through. I don't like to say that, but it is, we are there to guide you through. So over the next few slides, we've kind of divided up our DMC partners into different continents. So I'm going to take you through each DMC. I need all day probably to go through every DMC actually. So I'm just going to take you through a few of the DMCs on each of the slide and just give you some nuggets of information. And then if there is any DMCs that you do want a bit of a more deeper dive on, then just give me a shout and I will happily talk all day about our DMCs. So first of all, we've got Europe. So as you can see, we've got quite a large spread across Europe of DMCs with popular locations, including Spain, Portugal, Greece, Italy, Germany. I could keep going through the list, but you can see them all there on that slide. And they all provide different offerings, yet incredible options for any of your MICE events. So as I said before, the UK and Ireland is our DMC, Cashel Travel, and I just want to say that there is no place like home, and the UK and Ireland is a fantastic option for your MICE events. You've got incredible cities, countrysides, sort of the list is endless there. It's a small place, but lots and lots of options. So as you can see, there's lots of different destinations within that slide, but there's probably 3 that I just want to quickly touch on that you may not have heard of and you don't know that much about. So first of all, Malta. So a little fun fact about Malta is The Bachelor was filmed there in 2024. I've never seen The Bachelor, so I think there's different elements of the capital city within that. I'm not sure, but go back and check that out. And then different movies, including Gladiator and Troy, were also filmed in Malta. So it's a super unique destination with so much history, amazing hotel options, larger scale venues, dining options, and it also has 300 days of sunshine per year. So that's definitely a selling point, especially for Europe. Next is Montenegro. So Montenegro is a very beautiful country, more of a boutique destination, I would say. You can do anything from wine tasting in the vineyards to quad bike riding, and it's geared up more for the smaller incentives and smaller groups. It's got some beautiful boutique hotels, including a one and only, which, fun fact, I love saying fun fact, it was the first one in Europe. So yeah. And then Madeira, I feel like I've just gone through the M's. Finally, Madeira. So it is a hidden gem, and it is one of my personal favorite places in the world. It's an island owned by Portugal, but it's a little bit further south, down by the Canary Islands. So you get better weather all year round, unlike sort of maybe Northern Europe, where, you know, we do have those colder winters. I'm looking out the window now and it's absolutely freezing here in the UK. But Madeira is definitely one for the more thrill-seeking groups, I would say, with activities including canyoning, jeep safaris, dolphin watching. It is one of my personal favorites. And I don't know if anybody saw a couple of years ago, it was trending on social media as the Hawaii of Europe. So if you've been, I think you'll probably see why it was called the Hawaii of Europe. So those are our European destinations. So like I said before, if there's any on there that you want further information about, just let us know. So then moving over to the US, Central and South Americas. So I don't think I need to say too much about Mexico. I think a lot of people have been to Mexico, done events in Mexico, had groups go out to Mexico. You know, it's a fantastic option for groups. Our DMC over there is fantastic. Again, the same for the US. I don't think I need to tell you what possibilities are in the US. You've got some incredible cities. You know, you've got New York, Orlando, Dallas. There's just endless possibilities and options. So probably out of that list, if I'm just going to quickly touch on Argentina as an option. So it really offers value for money. It's affordable luxury. You have once in a lifetime experiences for your delegates. You know, you could learn the tango while drinking a glass of Malbec, which sounds like a dream to me. So yeah, there's different options there. The US, just quickly, is one of our newer DMCs. They've come on board with us in sort of the past couple of weeks. So we're all very, very excited to have them on board with us. Then moving on to the next slide. So we've got what we'd like to call the rest of the world. So these are our sort of our final DMCs. They're 3 incredible DMC partners. So we've got the UAE. So with the most popular destinations in the UAE being Abu Dhabi and Dubai, both offering incredible hospitality options, incredible dining options. The list is endless. So I always say it's the place where you can do everything. You can skydive, you can go into the heart of the desert and dune buggy over sand dunes, you can shark dive in an aquarium, you can have bottomless brunches, Michelin star dinners. It's just endless. And I do love Dubai, and I think it's one of those places where you have to see it and experience it at least once in your life, I think. And then for groups, it's just, yeah, it's a fantastic option. It's the Middle East, it's the middle. So it's a great place for your MICE events. Then we've got Southern Africa. So I think it's obvious one of the main reasons people go to Southern Africa is for some of the best safari in the world, with Kruger National Park being the most famous. I don't know if anybody's heard of that. Alia, who you saw on the slide previous, is our sales director. She had a no limit RFP, which is in our world is a dream. If they've got no limit, literally the sky is the limit. They wanted a once in a lifetime experience. So together with our Southern Africa DMC, we proposed a safari, but across 2 continents. So what they're going to do is they're going to start their safari over in South Africa and do the big 5. And we all know the big 5, you know, you've got your rhino, your elephants, etc. And then what they're going to do is they're going to take a private jet to Antarctica and do the white safari, which I just think is phenomenal. And it's not something that I've ever heard of doing before in the DMC. We've worked closely with the DMC to pull that proposal together, and yeah, it's just blown the socks off the client. And then finally on that list, we've got Morocco. It's another favorite of mine. I think it's another M of the 3 M's, but it is a really unique destination for MICE events. It's rich in history, rich in culture. There's just, I can't go too much into each country as I'll be here all day, but there's just endless opportunities within that country. So then just quickly touching on our travel partner. So we partner with the Flights Guru. They are a leading online travel agency and they specialize in delivering flight options for individual and group travel. They've got offices over in the UK, in the US. They've got them all over, but they're probably the two that I just want to pick out. Oh, moving on to so this is actually my final slide. It's a nice, like I said, it's a whistle stop tour. So I just want to probably ask a question that people are thinking is, why would you book through us? So as I said, we're not a mailbox representation company. We are with you every single step of the way, adding our knowledge and support where needed. Because I'm lucky enough to have been to most of these destinations, I love my job and I love being given the opportunity to be able to travel. So I know what works and what doesn't work. We're in constant communication with our DMCs. We're always talking to them, always finding out what's new, what's trending, new hotel options, everything. We're always learning. So even if you don't have a brief, you don't know where you want it to take place, just ask us. Or your client doesn't know where to go, just ask us. We're a fountain of knowledge. We've got years of experience. Adding all together, I couldn't even add us all together, how many years of experience we've got, but just ask us. We can support you in selecting the right destination for your client's brief. So I know that was a very whistle-stop tour of all of our destinations, but the list is always growing. Like I said, we've just brought the US on board, which we're very excited about. We've just brought Copenhagen, Denmark on board as well, which is a stunning city. So, but yeah,
that was impressive, Rosie. How is she going to do the whole world in 10 minutes? And
I know. Like I said, if anybody wants a deeper dive, please just ask us, because I can talk for hours about these destinations, but I was on a time crunch and I think I've stayed within the time crunch. So thank you all for listening to me jabbering on. But
no, that's great. We do have one other question. We were wondering, are there any destinations that are on your bucket list that you represent?
Probably Helsinki for me. So I love Scandinavian countries, and I am actually, I don't want to brag, but I'm actually going there at the weekend. So we've got a fan trip, going out on Friday to Helsinki to go and experience. So we're going to go and see Helsinki, go and see a national park. And yeah, it is cold though. I've just moaned about how cold it is in the UK, and I think it's gets down to about -6. Oh. So yeah, it's going to be, we're ice floating as well. So it's going to be, but I think that, like I said, I am lucky enough to have visited a lot of them. I think most people in this industry have traveled. I don't need to brag essentially to everybody in the end, because we've all been.
Well, yeah, but I will say, like, to what you do and Cashel Representation and just you as a friend, you guys are a really good resource, because most of us have traveled a lot, but there's so many places I haven't been and I don't know anybody there and that sort of thing. So, I know that if I need somebody physically in Europe, that's you, in the UK, you can give like that perspective to an American, as silly as that sounds. But then you have the whole Cashel Representation, whole wide world of people that so that's huge. So anybody who doesn't know Rosie, just be her friend. Like, it's totally worth it for all of this stuff. It's a great resource.
Yeah, I've had a passion for travel my entire life. I've always had, this is going to sound really cheesy, that wanderlust kind of, I've always wanted to travel. So I think it's just I just love what I do, and I love selling our destinations, and I love learning about them. Like I said before, we're constantly online with our DMCs. There's always new hotel openings and new things happening, but I just love to learn and I love to experience everything. And I think bringing my passion for travel and my passion for events and being able to merge the two of them together is just like, who created this job?
I know, right? It's so much fun. Well, and then we all get to hang out with each other and like have so much fun doing it. It's so great.
Yeah, we have the best time, don't we? But just going back to when you said that about feet on the ground. So a lot of our DMCs have got experts within each city. So even if I say, our German DMC, for example, they've got people within their each city. I'm not saying that for all of our destinations, because obviously the US it's a very big place, but a good number of our DMCs have got or somebody local in the office from those different cities. So yeah, there's just a fountain of knowledge. It really is. It just, never ends, never ends.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Rosie. I guess everybody can find you through LinkedIn on here, or you can get in touch with me and I will put you in touch with Rosie one way or another. We will find you. But thank you.
Just say one more point. Is that all right? Just, I can see I've still got a tiny bit more time. I just want to talk about why you should use a DMC. So I think probably there's probably like four things that I would say would be the main things that I want to say about using a DMC. So local expertise is what we've just spoken about. You know, they can provide all the different knowledge, offer unique and tailored experiences. I think time and resource saving is another perk of using a DMC. So, you know, organizing an event, as we all know, is very, very time consuming. So using a DMC just takes back, you know, they can help with the logistics, activities, accommodations, and just saving that valuable time that you can be spending on other projects with your clients. And then negotiated rates as well. So, you know, our DMCs are very well established within their destinations. So they do have those relationships with the suppliers. So that ultimately can result in better rates for you. And then creative and unique ideas. So when I spoke about the Antarctica, like the 2 safaris across 2 continents, when Alia was telling me about that, it literally blew my mind. I was like, how is this even possible? And then one that always sticks out for having a unique idea that I would never have thought of is in the UK, you're all probably going to laugh at this. So the Queen, now the King, has a hand washer, somebody to wash their hands. So you can actually meet the hand washer and have your hands washed by the King's hand washer. So, and that's something that you're not going to go, you know, you're not going to go on Google and say that's something that the DMC has got all that knowledge. So I think coming up with those creative and unique ideas is probably one of the biggest perks of a DMC.
I can't imagine going to a destination and trying to plan something and not using a DMC.
Yeah.
I mean, what do I know about a destination? Like you guys are the experts. So absolutely.
Yeah, we know it inside out. So, and yeah, I'm just here as an information giver.
I'll take it. That's great. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'm sure people are going to have a lot more to talk to you about off of here.
Please do. I will, you know me, Natalie, really well. I will talk to anyone and everyone. So yeah, if anybody wants a deeper dive into any of our DMCs, then just give me a shout. I will happily jump on a Zoom call, jump on a plane and come and see you.
Somewhere warm, ideally.
Please. But no, thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you.
Okay,
It's been
thank you. And to everybody watching, we will be back next week with Freddie Mueller from Royal Caribbean. Same time, same place next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.